Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Licensing A Committee hearing. First item on the agenda is to elect a chairman. I believe that Councillor Goodridge has been proposed. Is that correct? Thank you, Councillor Keane. Thank you, Councillor Gale. So therefore, Councillor Goodridge will be chair for the purpose of this meeting.
Well, thank you very much. If we move on to item 2, declaration of interests, are there any? No. No. So we now come to item 3, which is an application to vary a premises licence for DM24 Lion and Lamb Yard in Farnham. And we've got the papers, and I think you are here, obviously, representing the cafe as it is at the moment. So perhaps we just quietly introduce ourselves. First, I'm Councillor Michael Goodridge. I'm chairing today, and on my left is...
I'm Councillor Jackie Keane, and I represent Hazelmere, Shottermill and Critchmere.
I'm Councillor Gale, and I represent Whitley and Milford.
And then beyond we have...
Kimberly Soane, Democratic Services Officer and Clerk in the meeting.
Gillian Carson-Jones, Legal Services.
Paul Hughes, Licensing Manager.
Good.
And Noel Samaru from NTAD Consultants representing Cafe DM.
Right. Well, the format is we try and keep it informal but formal, if you see what I mean. So we have some framework to it. I'm going to ask in a moment Mr. Hughes to introduce the matter. Then I'll ask you if you want to say whatever you want to say about the application. The three of us will then have maybe some questions to ask. When we've done that, you'll have an opportunity of summing up, if you like, before we retire. We will be, the whole of everybody on this platform will go to retire in case we need legal advice and for our clerk to write down what we've decided. Mr. Hughes will not be with us. And then we'll come back and tell you the outcome. Okay. So, Mr. Hughes, would you like to introduce this matter, please?
Thank you, Chairman. You have in front of you an application to vary the premises licence for DM24 Lion and Lamb Yard, Farnham, from Fatty London Limited, where one valid representation has been received. In brief, the applicant seeks to extend the opening hours and the hours for the sale and supply of alcohol for consumption on and off the premises. Mondays to Saturdays, 7 till 22:30. Currently stops at 1900 hours. Sunday 0900 to 22:30. Currently it's 1800 hours. Opening hours Monday to Saturday 7:30 till 2300 hours and Sunday 0900 to 23 hours. No representations have been received from responsible authorities. The application, as I said, has received one representation from other persons, which is attached to Annex 5. Officers request that you consider the matter.
Thank you very much. Now, what would you like to say to us about anything you'd like to add? You've got a copy of all the papers, I presume.
I have, Chair. There's just one question I'd like to ask, and I spoke to Kimberly earlier. Have you all had a copy of the statement sent through?
We've got a copy of...
I emailed the statement and the video to you both.
Yes.
You all...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have.
You have it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Do you wish me to...
Anything else you want to add?
No, only that I would like it noted that the objector has decided not to come along, which is disappointing. So I'd like that noted as well, that he's not here.
Right. Good. Just a question or two. Firstly, you're applying for an on and off license. You detail very accurate, in great detail how you're going to meet the planning, the licensing objectives. No horizontal, no vertical after they've drunk a few, they may be. No vertical drinking, waitress service only. Where does the off-licence bit come in?
Just to allow drinks outside on the terrace. So it was prudent to put that on there. Also, as you're aware, this is a variation of an existing licence that they have. So I think the on sales was already on the existing licence. So it's not something additional. It's just to increase the hours from what they already have till 11 o'clock. With regards to the vertical drinking that you mentioned, it is an application for a restaurant. So it's a standard restaurant licence, which would normally not allow vertical drinking like a bar or a pub.
Yeah.
It's for people to be seated, served by a waiter or waitress only, and food is drink alcohol is ancillary to food, so they have to be seated, ordering a table meal before they would be allowed to be served alcohol.
And presumably, if I ordered a bottle of wine and I only drank half of it, I could take the bottle home, which could be said to be
Yeah, under the
off-licence.
standard terms of the licence, if they've been a customer, it's not an off sales as such, like an off licence.
No.
But if you had a bottle of wine and you hadn't finished it, you would be allowed to take it away from the premises if you'd been a customer already.
Yeah. The matter I wanted to raise was there are other licensed premises obviously near you. You have an outside tables and chairs, as we've seen from the photograph and so on. What would your view be if the panel felt that using the external area for drinking and dining would cease at, say, 10 o'clock, the outside bit?
I think that with the licence application that's before you, to allow food and drink to be served until 10:30 with a closing time of 11 o'clock, I think it would be a bit difficult for them to close the outside area at 10 o'clock.
It's only that I think that the coats have that condition on theirs.
That was not something I was aware of.
No, but they do.
Yeah, I think the applicant is happy to fit in with everybody else. What he doesn't want is to be completely different from everybody else and not be allowed to use his outside area. So if that's a condition that is there with other neighbouring establishments, I'm sure he'd be fine with that.
Yeah. But am I right in thinking, because I don't know it as well as I should, am I right in thinking that Coates and yourselves are the only ones that basically sit outside in that area?
No, I sent through a video. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see it, but that does show the street, and there are, I think, 3 or 4 other establishments that have tables and chairs outside.
Okay.
Not a great deal, but they do have the facility to have al fresco dining.
Okay. Councillor Keane.
Thank you. I think one of the reasons, obviously, that we are mindful about the time of the outside seating is the residents who live above the shops, and although they haven't obviously complained, we are mindful that Coates close at an earlier time, and it probably would be sensible to ask if your restaurant or your cafe could do the same.
I don't know if Coates' closing time is the same, but maybe the terrace area closes. Yeah. We'd be happy with that.
Is there anything else anybody wants to, nothing you want to add? We don't think we've done anything earth-shattering.
No, I mean, I know these things can drag on and we have a limited time. Hence, I took the time to send you the statement, which I think we tried to cover everything. And without wanting to be repetitious, really, the statement covers all what I needed to say. We were disappointed that we did have a representation. And it was a representation on behalf of, it seems to be on behalf of other people that haven't put in representations, which is obviously, you know, people are entitled to do. That's why I would have been happy for the objector to be here today, so I could just clarify. We don't even know where he resides. So it was a little bit difficult to deal with the objection in a way that we could have tried to avoid this hearing today, because, you know, we didn't know who he was, and there was no way of trying to resolve this without having to come to a hearing and take up everybody's time. So I'm not going to be repetitious. I know you've had the opportunity to read through this. If there are any questions on here that you wish to ask me, then I think that's probably the best way to deal with it.
I think we've asked all the questions we want to ask. So we'll now retire. I don't anticipate we'll be outside for long. Well, thank you very much indeed, and we carefully consider the application and are minded to grant it as applied for, but with one extra condition, which I understand you're happy with, which reads, the use of the external area for drinking and dining shall cease at 2200 hours. So apart from that, the hours and everything else that you've applied for, we're happy with. The decision will be received by you in writing within the next 5 days, and you then have a right of appeal against that condition if you so wish, 21 days thereafter, after the 5 days. So thank you very much indeed, and wish you or wish the cafe, now the restaurant, all the very best.
Well, thank you all very, very much indeed. He'll be very, very pleased with the decision. And thanks for a very nice, relaxed meeting. Perfect.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.
Bye-bye.